Okay guys, today's video is a little bit different. I'm going to be talking about classic Batman comics. So I've dived into my comic archive and I've pulled up some notable Batman series. If you're new to Batman, this is what I recommend. So the first one I'll probably recommend is this one. This is Batman Year One. So Batman Year One is drawn by Frank Miller, legendary Frank Miller. So basically, this covers the origin of Batman, right? But this is not the 1930s Batman, right? You know, if you follow the Batman comics, you will realize that they always cover the origin of Batman. So this one was done specifically by Frank Miller, very edgy art. But basically, it's called the Year One because basically covered the origins of Batman. So this is quite a classic Batman comic book. Now the next one I also recommend is this one. This is The Dark Knight Returns. I actually have a few copies of The Dark Knight. I have the original Dark Knight when it first came out in the 90s, and there were four issues. So I had that. And then when they collected it in one box set like this, I bought it, and then this is the 30-year anniversary, right? So great storyline, and this is a story about Batman who actually retired, right? So Batman has actually retired. He's an old man. He's not donned his Batman cape for many years, and then crime has overtaken Gotham City as usual, and this is how Batman came out of retirement. This is an old man came out of retirement. There's a new Robin, and the new Robin is a girl. There's a massive fight with Superman in this, and if you watch Batman versus Superman, the movie, right? So that's where they stole the idea from, right? So it was from the 80s comic book Dark Knight Returns. And it's called The Dark Knight Returns because he literally retired, he's an old man, and he returned, right, to clean up Batman, right? Definitely much better than the movie, right? But of course the movie is not like this. The movie just stole some elements, especially the fight with Superman. And the fact that he donned the metallic suit and he went toe to toe with Superman. So that all came from this classic storyline. The next one which I want to recommend is this one. This is Death in the Family, right? So the death in the family is actually the death of Robin. Now, if you follow Batman, actually he had many incarnations of Robin, right? I think the first Robin actually went and became went on to lead the Teen Titans, and then he became Nightwing, right? So this was another Robin, right? I can't remember which Robin this is. This is well, I actually forgot, right? So but I think this is Jason Todd, right? So this is the story of how the Joker conspired and actually killed Robin. Great classic Batman story. Another great Batman story is this one. This is Batman Nightfall, right? So Batman Nightfall is quite classic because this is the story where Batman fought with Bane. And the big size guy you see here is Bane, right? So Bane, and then Bane actually lifted Batman up, brought Batman crashing down and broke the guy's back, right? So if this story is sounds familiar because it actually happened in actually the movie, right? The one that was the Batman movie, right? But of course the comic and the movie is quite different. So this is the story where Batman fought with Bane, got his back broken, and he didn't recover, right? So in the comic universe, for a few years, Batman didn't recover. He literally broke his spine and then was in a wheelchair. A new Batman actually took over, right? Azrael, right? So yeah, but if you really want to know the storyline where Batman really got his back broken, this is the one, Nightfall, right? Now, another great Batman story is this one. It's Hush, right? So it's probably has the best art among all the Batman that I'm recommending here. And the reason why it's the best art is because it's written and drawn by Jim Lee, right? The legendary Jim Lee, the Korean Jim Lee, right? So you know he's the best artist on the planet, right? So storyline not so great, right? As with all Jim Lee comic books, you don't buy his comic books for the story, you buy for his fantastic art. And this one was quite interesting because this one had quite a lot of villains like Catwoman, Killer Croc, Poison Ivy, right? Okay, so read this for the art. Another great storyline is this one, right? This is the Long Halloween, right? So the Long Halloween is great because it's 12 issues, but this is the collected set. So it's 12 issues, and this was at the time where Batman was, I think, starting up his career, and there was a killer called the Holiday Killer or the Holiday Man, and that killer actually killed on every holiday, right? And then it was a story of how Batman visited the Calendar Man in Arkham Asylum, and Calendar Man was giving him clues, right? So it's very, very much like Silence of the Lambs, right? So great storyline. Probably the last one I'd recommend here is this one. So a little bit of history. DC went through a little bit of a revamp many years ago. I think in the early 2000s, right? So when they did a bit of the revamp, they literally rebooted all their series, and they called it the New 52, right? Why was it called the New 52? Because they had 52 titles, so they rebooted everything. So Batman, when they rebooted, Batman started with this series, and this is called the Court of Owls, right? So this is a great storyline. Again, it went back to all the way to the start, where Batman was first starting out, and this had a great storyline where there was this bunch of people who were literally hiding in Gotham City, and again another bunch of vigilantes, and how the story, how they melded that origin of the owls into the Batman ethos lah. Okay, so this is another great one. Now there's probably another Batman comic which I would recommend. There's probably two more, right? But I can't find it, right? I remember having it. So one is Killing Joke. So Killing Joke is great because it's the story of how the Joker basically caused I think Captain Gordon's daughter, right? Barbara Gordon, right? So there's a story of how the Joker caused Barbara Gordon to I think if I'm not mistaken, she became a cripple, right? And the reason why that's such a great story is because the Joker was trying to prove a point to Batman that all it takes is just one bad day, and that can literally screw you up. So he was trying to basically say that, look, he became the Joker because he had one bad day, and his one bad day caused him to go mad. That's how he became the Joker, right? So he was trying to prove that, and he was trying to prove that he could do the same to Captain Gordon. So what he did was he actually kidnapped Barbara Gordon, and he shot her in the back, so she became a cripple, and that almost turned Captain Gordon mad, right? So that was I actually have it, I just couldn't find it. Probably another notable storyline in the Batman series is Arkham Asylum. So if you know the Batman storyline, Arkham Asylum is the place where when Batman catches all these villains, he throws them into Arkham Asylum. So yeah, so okay, so these are my recommendations of great Batman comic books to catch up and read up. A great storyline, and yeah.